Cross now to Abuja, Nigeria, to speak to Nigerian Minister of Tourism, Chief Edem Duke, on the issues surrounding that sector in that territory. Thanks so much, Minister, for joining us this afternoon. Well, I've come across headlines saying that Nigeria is set to make tourism one of the 5 income earners in Nigeria. What gap are you looking to fill here? So, when it comes to current status of the tourism sector, where do you stand?
Well, to start with, Nigeria is a phenomenal country. This is the month of the World Tourism Day, and so countries across the world are preparing to celebrate World Tourism Day. The idea of the World Tourism Day actually was originated by a Nigerian, Mr. Ignatius Atigbe, sometime back in time. For us in Nigeria, we see a phenomenal opportunity to utilize culture and tourism as a means of addressing job creation and diversifying our economy. We have over the years been known as an oil and gas territory, and the transformation agenda of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, we are looking at culture and tourism, and especially our entertainment industry as the pivot, to the actualization of this. We are a country of over 150 million people. We have virtually 774 festivals.
Okay,
that,
well,
by any reckoning, is phenomenal. And all of these are potentials that we would be exploiting in the next couple of years.
Of course, there has to be a plan in place, and with that, we've got the Nigeria Tourism Development Master Plan that's currently being, looked at. What targets have you actually put in place and that need to be hit within what sort of timeframes when it comes to goals that plan specifically needs to strike?
Well, we're transiting from a master plan to an action plan. And first of all, we're going to be addressing the restructuring of the sector in order to institutionalize professionalism and to ensure that, we have round pegs and round holes. We would then move from there to look at the infrastructural challenges that face Nigeria in terms of its tourism deliverables. And we would be exploring culture as enterprise. There are a few of the committees of the master plan which are going to be inaugurated in the next couple of weeks. We would be looking at a framework for the establishment of micro and small and medium enterprise development.
Yeah.
We'll be looking at developing a visitors and conventions bureau. We'll be looking at licensing and the grading of our hotels.
So an array of initiatives that are set to be rolled out there. I mean, you touched on the fact that there are possible infrastructure challenges that need to be overcome. What about security challenges? Because the emergence of terrorism over the past year has raised concerns about Nigeria as a tourist destination.
Well, I'd like to let you know, first and foremost, that we'll be concentrating initially on developing our tourism domestically. Domestic tourism is got enormous potentials in Nigeria. On the challenges of security, I mean, Nigeria is not worse off than South Africa. It's not worse off than Jamaica and a few other, parts of the world. It's just that because of the sheer potential of Nigeria, some of these isolated incidents are always magnified by the Western media. I mean, we would like to learn from the South Africans, the kind of, structures that they have put in ground, to be able to put phenomenal shows like the World Cup and have been able to address the challenges of insecurity around that country. Today, Soweto is doing very well as a destination in South Africa. The Jamaicans have done phenomenal well. There are more tourists arriving in that country than the population of the country at large.
Let's take a look at Jamaica.
Nigeria
because,
also.
Sorry, Minister, but you know we're running out of time here. So let's take a look at that relationship with Jamaica now that you've touched on it. Because just this month, Nigeria and Jamaica entered an agreement to jointly promote the culture of tourism, tourism and that sector as a whole. So what exactly, in terms of a partnership, are we looking at there, and what lessons are you gleaning from a territory like Jamaica?
Right. First and foremost, we'd like to collaborate on the platform of capacity building. That country has been able to grow its capacity and created a lot of jobs. You know, these jobs are cut across the younger generation and women. They've also been able to utilize the talent that is, prevalent in that country in the cultural industry, in music and entertainment. And it's like a mecca of some sort, for musicians all over the world. And the landscape is breathtaking. And we're also looking at exploring the cultural industries, all right, where we can handhold some of our arts and craft entrepreneurs, to standardize their products and get them ready for appreciation, by international buyers.
Well, certainly progress that we will be keeping an eye on. Thanks so much, High Chief Edem Duke, joining us, and of course he's the Nigerian Minister of Tourism, joining us from our studios over in Abuja, Nigeria.